Hello everyone, welcome to Canadian Coins. In this video, I'd like to share my experience in obtaining a visitor visa for my parents. The application was submitted this year in January, so it took almost 3 weeks to get the passport requested. In this video, I'll be sharing the timeline of my application. Also, I'll be giving tips for applicants who are planning to apply for a visitor visa. That includes the documents required, and I'll be showing the step-by-step application that you can submit through the new IRCC portal. So let's get to the timelines. So we submitted the application this year, January 10th. It was requested for biometrics on the next day, and we were able to get an appointment and was able to submit the biometrics on January 25th. And we got the passport requested by February 3rd. Let's see the documents required for a visitor visa application. So this was for my parents. So I should send an invitation letter, like I should have an invitation letter ready, and the normal passports for my parents, and funds. So these are the funds. If you are saying you will be the person funding for the stay in Canada, you should be providing funds. In the following slides, I am explaining those requirements in detail, and a marriage certificate from the parents. And the last one is an optional document, is an asset evaluation done by a chartered accountant or a notary for the assets of parents back in the home country. So that will be an added advantage and will make your application stronger if you're attaching that, so that it shows the ties, and also you have enough funds to the home country or back in home country. So it makes your application stronger, and it gives you an idea, gives the immigration officer an idea that your parents will be returning back your after the stay in Canada. So I'm explaining 2 points, that the letters of invitation and funds, in a bit more in detail. So the letter of invitation is a copy of the letter from the person inviting you to Canada. That's like the kid inviting the parent to Canada. The letter, known as a letter of invitation, must be written to you from the person. So the applicant should receive the invitation. So let's see what all things should be included in the letter of invitation. The purpose and length of the visit, nature of the relationship between you and your person inviting you. So you should mention, say if you're applying, the parent should mention the relationship with the kid. Here I also prove it with the passports. Obviously the passports will be having the parents name and all, so that'll be great. So the contact information of the person in Canada, and the status in Canada, whether they are a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident, or if they are an open work permit inviting the parents for their graduation or anything. So in my application, I have selected, like, I'll be funding, the person in Canada will be funding the expense in for the parents coming into the into Canada. So let's see what is all required in that scenario. A copy of letter. So the letter that we are submitting in the application should be from the person in Canada, and saying they'll take up all the expenses, financial expenses, during the stay in Canada. So the letter should include proof of the funds that you're having in Canada, in case your parents transferred some funds, or if you already have funds in Canada, you can submit a bank statement. So they are asking not for all documents. This can be one or more of the following. It can be one, or better, always better, you can add as much as possible. Like, so what I kept is, I kept my bank statements, my pay stubs, and my T4s, and what else I did, yeah, and my investment statements. Yes, I included these documents. So this is the list of documents that we can find in IRCC portal while you do the application. Proof of Canadian bank account in the name of the person providing you with the money if funds have been transferred to Canada. Proof of student or education loan from a financial institution. Bank statements for the past 4 months. A bank draft in convertible currency. A proof of payment of tuition and accommodation fees. Letter from the person of or institution providing you with the money. Proof of student's education loan from a financial institution. A letter from the person or institution providing with, okay, that's repeated, sorry. And proof of funding paid from within Canada if you have a scholarship or are in a Canadian funded educational program. The person must also provide evidence of the relationship with you. Depending on the type of relationship, this could mean a copy of marriage certificate, phone records, birth registration, family documents, or photos. So I didn't keep much of them. I had my passports attached. So the passport had my parents' name on it. So they were on the same name. So if you can, it can be more stronger if you can attach your birth certificate, and so that your parents' name is also there in that documents. So that's great. That'll be good. Yeah, I will also try to put the letters I attached in my application down in the descriptions, and I will show the step-by-step process how what to be followed, what to be done through the new IRCC portal to submit these applications. So this is a lengthy video because I'm showing all the steps. If you want to skip down the line, it's up to you. Let me walk you through the steps I have followed for my Visit Visa application. In Google, you can search IRCC. The first link, you're going to click IRCC, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada. That page will open. You can scroll a bit down. You'll see under Services and Information, you'll see Visit option. You click on there. You can scroll a bit down. Sometimes it's not loading. Yeah, so once you go to that page, you will see an option to apply for a visitor visa. You're gonna click there. Here you can see all detailed description of the steps, who can apply, all the supporting documents you need, the total fees for this application. If you want, you can read through all this. For the sake of applying, you can click directly on apply. Here they're asking for a bunch of questions, like you can pick one of them. So in my case, the parent is coming to be with me, so to unite with a family member, I'm going to select that. If your case is different, select appropriately. Hit get instructions. On the next page, yes, I want to unite with my family. I'm going to click there. I got a green bar. So all the visitor visa applications for the parents are through the new IRCC portal. So we have an option to click there, how to apply for a visitor visa through IRCC portal. I can click there. So here are the steps. You can read through it. You can sign up and apply. What would you like to do today? Apply for a visit visa for myself. Do you already have an application in process? No, this is my first time starting an application, so I select no. So in this case, you have to create a new portal, get an IRCC portal account. Click there. Here they're asking for your email address. Type it and confirm it again. For this process, that the signing up process, you have to get an invitation code first. So to get an invitation code, you have to keyword in, specify your email addresses. You can enter your email addresses and click to get an invitation code. So I got an invitation code. You can copy it to the clipboard. I hit copy to clipboard and I am hitting continue to IRCC portal sign up page. So it takes directly to the portal sign up page. first itself it's asking me to give my invitation code. I'm gonna copy paste that. I'm gonna give my email address. It's asking me to set my password. So you can give a password. You can confirm it as well. For the sake of example, I'll give some surname. I'll give just Jackson. So you can give a country specific telephone number. So I'm giving my number in Canada. You are gonna hit sign up. So this page, it says a verification code has sent to your email account. So you have to go to your email account and fetch that code. Copy that code that you have received in your email and paste it and hit confirm. So it will ask, it will say a message, email has been verified, please sign in again. You are gonna type in your email address and password and gonna sign in. Once you sign in, it will take you to the terms and conditions page. You can scroll a bit down and hit I accept. So this is your IRCC portal account. Now that's open. You view the application you have submitted, no data available in table. So if you have a submitted application, or if you are continuing an existing application, it will show here. As of now, you don't have any applications, you are just starting to apply. So this will be the page you will be seeing. Let me show you the steps in applying or starting an application. So in the start an application, you are going to click apply for a visitor visa, a transit visa, or a study permit. I'm gonna click there. So actually this application I'm just doing it for a reference. I'm not actually doing an application, so all details won't be complete, so you have to complete or fill everything in full. So this page you are going to acknowledge something, like basically they are going to ask or say the steps or what kind of file formats and all sort of stuff. So in start application you have the questions here. Do you want to apply for more than one person at the same time? So here in this case you are trying to apply for both your mom and dad, so it's a yes. So once you click yes, this application they will change into a group application. So they will ask us to select what kind of group you are. So the good thing with the group application is both the applicants or all the applicants will be processed at the same time. All fee payments, everything will be on the same time. So they are asking to give the application a name. You can give your family name. So I'm just gonna give oops. So save and continue. So now this is your group page. So at this moment you have just one applicant, so maybe it's your dad, and you can add one more member so that there will be two, so you can complete individual ones for both your parents. So let's start this application by clicking continue. So they start asking questions and basically our purpose of the visit. So application for a visitor visa or study permit. I want to apply for a normal visitor visa. So they are gonna ask a few things, and if it's a normal visitor visa, if your case is any different, so you select options accordingly. So in this case, my case is normal, and they're gonna stay for less than 6 months to visit other family who are not listed above, or friends for less than 6 months. So you're gonna select that one, and they're gonna asking tell us more about what you will do in Canada. So maybe just type a reason. what you will be doing here in Canada. Maybe add more details. You have 475 characters can be used, so include the dates when you will come in and when you will go back. So give them a specific date, even if it's tentative, that's okay, you can give that one. So here they're asking for actual dates. Here they are saying if you are don't if you can, or just gives an approximate date. So I'm gonna select, say, June, July, doesn't matter. So if you're a first time applicant, you will not be having a UCI number, unique client identifier, so you can just leave that blank. It's an optional section, but if you have already applied in the past, you have already a UCI, you can give that here. Save and continue. So here they will give you an idea what all documents are necessary, so that you can be prepared. Continue to application. Are you applying on behalf of someone else? No, your parent is directly submitting this application by themselves, so I selected no. So if you select yes, you have to fill a couple extra forms giving consent to the representative to access your files. So now travel information of the applicant. So here you're gonna give your names of your parents. So birthday 70 first. These are all just numbers so that I can go to next page and show you what to expect when you are filling your applications. So give your details what is similar to your passport. Personal details, what document are you traveling with? You're having a passport, what kind of passport? It's a regular passport. Select the country or code. For the example, I'll just select India here. What nationality? It's India as well. What is a travel document number? So give some random numbers. Confirm your passport travel document number 67890. The date of issue of travel document, say let it be 2020 January January 2nd. So be 2030 January 1st. Okay, you're done. Or you're lawful permanent resident of United States. In this case, I'll just select no. If your case is different, select accordingly. Have you held a Canadian visa in past 10 years? If you no. Do you currently hold a valid US immigrant visa? No. Are you traveling to Canada by air? Yes. So if answer these questions according to your scenario, once you answered it, save and continue. So the next page, citizenship and places where the applicant has lived. So citizen of India, town, I don't know, some random name. Okay. Are you a citizen of more than one country? If you are, select yes or not yes. Which country or territory are you a citizen of? Yeah. I'm a citizen of this country since birth, so it will directly add your date of birth here. Once you've done that, you can save and continue. National identity document of the applicant, I usually select no. I don't think they are asking for the Aadhaar card or anything, so no is fine. Have you used another name in your past? No. What is your residential address? So street 123 Hall Street. This is just a dummy address, so you can give yours. So pass, this should be in a specific format, I guess. So is your mailing address same as your residential address? Yes. List your current country or territory of residence and all other countries or territory you have lived. So if your parents have traveled anywhere outside, list that. If not, just the home country. So maybe some of them worked outside in the Middle East or somewhere. Fill your applications accordingly. What's the question? Okay, since birth, I will select 1970 or 70. January 1st. Save. So it's added here. So we can add more entries based on your situation and scenario. Once done, save and continue. So next page is personal details. Do we already have your fingerprints and photo? So if this is your first time application, probably you have not done this, so you can select no. If you already have, you can select yes. So this for this they will charge a fees of I think $85, so that will be extra. Next, who is inviting you? So the parent is doing this application, so the parent should be invited by somebody. So the kid here in Canada should be the person or the details that we should enter here, that the person should be inviting and providing a letter. So right, Jackson Adam, relationship, family member. So manually type the address, 123 XY Street, street number. Clinton, Ontario, X9X. Canadian number. This is not my number, it's just some other number. So some email. Has someone else also invited you? So if you are multiple people inviting, you can do yes and say a son is having wife here, you can apply that, or a husband here, you can put a yes and give all the details. If not, you can select no and save and continue. Finances, how much money do you have for your stay in Canada? It's better to put some money. I kept $10,000 or maybe 5,000 is fine. Just not staying for long. Is someone else giving you the money for your stay in Canada? If they are not bringing money, you can select this option as like you are the person funding your parents. So in this case, you may have to submit a proof of funds that you have in Canada, all the bank statements, your pay stubs, all details. So here you can give explanation who is funding, like my son is funding or say covering the stay. You can be descriptive, you don't have to be you don't have to copy the same thing. You can explain like son will cover all the expenses for both myself and my wife, or can be descriptive. I am just putting some value so that I can go to next page and show you how it is. So once that is done, so here they're asking the information of your education, work, other activities. So if you select yes, you have to give all your educational details, where you did your study, name of a school, level of study, field, address, etc. But for my application, I selected no, because my parents didn't have any education, or I didn't want to fill those details, because it's not mandatory that they have to have some education to come here as a visitor. So I selected no. And not done anything in military. Give details of all your employment and activities for the past 10 years. So in this case, you can give the activities for past 10 years, or maybe any day in the past where they start working. So in this case, let me select what I'm trying to do. 2010, select 1 January. Say my father only worked until 2015 January. Okay, so you have to give all these details. So I just don't want to do that. So once you save it, you have to add another item saying the existing one or ongoing one. So add a second one and select is retired, and his current street address. So it's done, and you can go to next page. Based on your situation, you can add or change numbers, or add multiple job titles based on your scenario. Once you enter and complete these fields, you can save and continue. During the past 5 years, have you traveled to a country or territory other than the one where you are a citizen or where you live now? So if you have traveled, if your parents have traveled outside and stayed there for more than okay, traveled outside, you can give those values yes and add multiple lines based on the scenarios. If not, you can select no, so that you don't have to select anything. Save and continue. Travel history. Have you ever stayed in Canada beyond the validity? No. Have you ever refused a visa? No. Have you ever committed a crime? No. Have you ever been arrested? No. Have you ever been charged for a criminal offense? No. Have you ever been convicted for a criminal offense? No. Save and continue. Most of these are no for me. Medical background questions. Have you had a medical exam performed by an IRCC panel in the last 12 months? So for if you're planning to stay for less than 6 months, it is not required, even if you select no. But say if you're applying for a super visa, and if you select no, you may have to do a medical, because you're planning to stay more than 6 months. So these are some medical questions of history. So if you don't have any of this, you can select no. Marital status. What is your current marital status? It's married. They're asking for a year when you got married. First. So here this application say if you're doing this for your father, you can give the details of your mother here, like, so they will ask you to submit a marriage certificate for your mom and dad. Yeah, so what's it, date of birth of mom, say 1975 January 1st, same country India, present occupation like maybe homemaker. Is their address the same as yours? Yes. Do your spouse accompany you? Yes. Both parents are coming, so you're gonna select yes. Save and continue. Do you have any biological or adopted children? Yes. So add any number of children you have here. date of birth, son, country of birth. Does this child have the same address as you? So if you select no, they will ask you to give the address in Canada. If the child is not in Canada, will they accompany you to Canada? So if the child is already in Canada, so you select no, then click next. So your child details, if you have multiple kids, you can give all these details, add multiple tabs. That's it, and say continue. If you're adopted, provide the details if you're a legal parent. So here I just gave my grandfather's details, even though I have, but it's too much information. So that I can go to the next tab, I have to put something here, and I don't want to put, I don't know my parents. So I'll put some values here: relationship, father, date of birth, 40. So if you select a parent is deceased, you have to give all sort of more information. Retired. Does this parent have the same address as you? If you select no, you have to give other address. So select yes. Yeah, will this parent come with you to Canada? No. Save. So now you can save and continue. If you want, you can add more. If you can be more detailed, you can give your grandmother's name or more. So what is your native language? So let me select. Oops. Trying to select Hindi. Can you communicate in English? Yes, English. What language do you want us to use to contact you? English, please. Save and continue. Email address. You can give your email address. xyz@gmail.com. Can I add your telephone number, cellular, other dial code, say India. Yeah, save. So your telephone is there, so you can save and continue. Here you're all done with the all filling out things. So now you're in your summary tab, so you can expand all and you can recheck and edit each sections. Yeah, it's better to do a thorough check so that it makes sure there are no mistakes in this application. So once you check everything, and if everything is great, you can go to the next page, save and continue. So here, documents to support your application, supporting documents. Here, this is a document required for your application. Let me show you that. So this is a letter of invitation I was talking about. So the kid in Canada have to give a letter of invitation inviting your parents here to Canada. So here you upload your parents passport, not parents, say this is for your dad, this application for your dad, so you upload the passport for your dad. Funds, so we said we will cover all the expense of the parents, so I attached a letter saying okay, I will cover all my expenses for my parents to come to Canada. So I attached a bank statement, my pay stubs, my investments in Canada, everything, so that it will be stronger. So I added a letter and attached all supporting documents into one PDF, and I uploaded here. Here I just wrote invitation letter inviting them and how long they are going to stay here, and providing like details like I'll be funding the expenses here and all sort of stuff. Here attach the marriage certificate for your parents. That's it. And one more thing I added in the additional documents section is I uploaded some details or the assets my parents had back in the home country, so that the application is more stronger. So you can attach, it's not required or mandatory, you can attach asset evaluation certificate of your parents, so that it shows they have assets back in home country and they have ties back in home country and they will return back to the home country. So it's like more safer to have something. So this was the concerned personal information I was talking about, if you are giving authority to access your files to some representatives. So once done, you can save and continue. You can pay and submit the application. That's pretty much everything for this process. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all get your visit visa application processed very fast and soon. And please post your questions and any comments down below. You all have a wonderful one. Thank you.